people love to troll Diddy because a lot of people, in terms of public opinion, don't really like him. So, and he's gotten accused of more sexual assault. This time, it's a third lawsuit. The first one was obviously Cassie. Second was a college student, and then the third drags in an R&B singer, Aaron Hall. And this R&B singer, man, he's got a hell of interviews and hell of a history in his music. That guy is, I'm not the one to judge and be like someone's guilty, but man, the way he talks in his interviews and what he says in his music, you would damn near think the guy's guilty. I used to think rappers in today's time, or R&B singers, rappers, whoever, any artist today's time was stupid for talking about the stuff they do. Well, back then they were doing the same thing, it seems like, because that guy, there's a song where he's just basically admitting to, like the Rick Ross, you ain't even know it, Papa Molly and champagne, you ain't even know it, I took her home and enjoyed that, you ain't even know it. That's literally rape. But he has similar lines to that, so we'll go over that in a little bit, but let's go over this article. Diddy has been accused of rape and sexual assault in a third lawsuit filed against the music mogul. According to Rolling Stone, Diddy has been accused of forcing two women to have sex with him in 1990 or 1991. The suit also alleges that the singer Aaron Hall, best known as a member of the R&B New Jack Swing group Guy, raped both women on the same night. According to the suit, the plaintiff, listed in the filing as Jane Doe, and a friend were invited back to Hall's apartment following an industry event. She claims Diddy coerced her into sex and that Hall later barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced her to have sex with him. Doe says her friend, who was not involved in the filing, claimed she had been forced to have sex with Combs and Hall in another room. The suit also alleges that an irate Combs visited the woman and her friend again days later, choking Jane Doe to the point that she passed out, resulting in her seeking medical treatment. He was worried that she would go tell the girl he was with at the time what he did and Hall had done to them, the complaint says. Denying the claims, a spokesperson for Diddy told Hip Hop DX, these are fabricated claims, falsely alleged misconduct from over 30 years ago and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab because of Mr. Combs' fame and success. He is an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscience or consequence for financial benefit. The New York legislator surely did not intend or expect the Adult Survivors Act to be exploited by scammers. The public should be skeptical and not rush to accept these bogus allegations. This is now the third assault lawsuit Diddy has been hit with in a week. Now I'm gonna go over the Adult Survivors Act and why all these lawsuits are happening right now in a little bit. But let's go over Aaron Hall. So Diddy's getting accused alongside, I don't know if actually, Aaron Hall is dragged into this or not in the actual lawsuit, but it seems like it is. So Aaron Hall is an R&B singer, and I'm gonna play an interview from Aaron Hall, clips, and you guys kind of be the judge of what this is, because the way he talks in these clips is very aggressive, which doesn't mean someone's guilty just because they talk aggressive, but just the way, one story, actually, this lawsuit that this lady's filing, Aaron Hall actually mentions the similar type of story in the interview. She's basically telling on himself in this interview, because that lawsuit kind of matches because he says, oh, I got some women and Diddy saw me, Diddy saw me do my thing. So I'm going to play that clip for you guys. I'm going to let you guys be the judge, and then I'm going to play another clip, and then you guys can kind of let me know. Me personally, I think this guy has something going on with him. I'm not going to lie. Something's going on. There's no way this guy's innocent in any way, shape, or form. I don't know about that specific, lawsuit, but somebody who talks like this, and I'm not even friends with guys like this who talk like this, because it's just straight up disrespectful and stupid, honestly. It's one of the stupidest things. Like, you got to, as a man, you got to speak more. And this applies to women too. I have the same type of standard for women and men. Sexual talk so openly, I think, is just dirty, man. I just don't think it's not a classy way, especially when you're a lot older. I can understand your 20s, 30s, you're kind of all over the place, but dude, 40, 50, this guy, Aaron Hall, in this interview is like in his 40s and 50s, and he's talking, you guys will hear, he's just talking very dirty. So
I'm a fucking to death. I like the fucking public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas.
Yeah.
I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house, they all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big nigga.
Yeah.
If a bitch touch my dick and she say my dick is small, then she's a lying bitch.
Yeah.
Tell her to name the tattoo that's on my ribs that says warning. When you get this dick, I'm fucking you up. The thing is, a whole lot of niggas write about taking girls out to shop, taking girls to fly to Dubai and all that shit. Yeah. Bitch, close your eyes, we anywhere. You feel me?
So first, he's talking about the size of, whatever that he's got, which is just corny in my opinion. I think any guy that's got something that's packing wouldn't be so, I got it. It's like, come on, man, who gives a shit? It's not that big of a deal. That's the first thing that's corny to me when it comes to him. And then just being so openly and then naming names of people. There's people that are being dragged into this that probably never even did anything. He's mentioned like 9 names just in this interview alone. Then he talks about, Jodeci and Diddy saw me do my thing. Like, it's just weird, man. That type of conversation from a grown man like this is very weird. I just think it's corny. That's all. Like, I said the same thing about A$AP Rocky a while ago before he got with Rihanna. He talked about like doing things to Rita Ora, and I remember calling him out on that. And one of A$AP Rocky's crew members, forget his fucking name, but he was like, you're corny because you'll never live this lifestyle. And I was like, I don't really give a shit about what you guys do in your lifestyle. It's whack as fuck. And mind you, Aaron Hall I believe has kids with Gloria Velez. Yeah, he has a son with Gloria Velez, which is a video vixen / model. He talks about doing things to her, not knowing that she was underage at the time, which is, that's already a problem in itself. And just the way he talks about it so aggressively makes me think that he did something to her that she probably didn't want. And now she even came out and talked about, I was a child, I was coerced to a lot of things, and when you're young, a lot of people are going to say, well, she's a female, she should know better, blah, 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 blah. When you're young, man, especially in this type of industry, people are going to take advantage of you, promise you things, say, I'll give you money, I'll do this, blah, 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 blah. And as a kid, as a teenager, 16 years old, you're still a kid. It's easier to be coerced into things, So I can understand that aspect. But let me play this clip for you guys.
When I saw her, she was dancing with Luke and them. I didn't know she was a puppy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
She was tall. She was big, blonde hair, bone with the black pant leather. I was like, I'm getting that. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows I couldn't even really speak then. I had a speech impediment. I don't stutter anymore. Mm-hmm. So I just went there and just grabbed her hand and went inside the hotel and gave it to her. You feel me?
So mind you, at this time, Aaron Hall was 31 years old and she was 16 years old. So obviously that's, underage. He said she saw her dancing, so maybe she was at a club at 16. Obviously, you're not supposed to be at clubs and stuff like that. You can get caught in a lot of different things if you're not actually aware. There are girls that sneak into clubs when they're younger. It's happened to a lot of guys where they get with a woman, find out she's very young. She wasn't even supposed to be in the club. But as a guy, you got to do your due diligence, man. Do your due diligence. Don't just be going around sleeping with random people. It is some fault on the woman for being at the club underage, obviously. But as a guy, you got to do more of your due diligence and make sure that this is a grown woman that you're with. And it's kind of easy to tell if a woman's grown or not. Honestly, I can tell the difference. It's rare that I would ever get that wrong in any way, shape, or form. But I do understand people get intoxicated at clubs. Things happen. So, it still doesn't excuse Aaron Hall for what he did. He just grabbed her by the arm, and he's in the interview, you can see he does it very aggressively. Like, I just grabbed, like basically forced or grabbed her and just said, I'm going to give it to you in this hotel, and that's it. Like, Gloria Velez responded to all this, and she posted a bunch of stuff on her Instagram, posted an ID photo of herself when she was 16. And, yeah, she looks young, man. There's no way I would, at least me personally, I wouldn't, confuse that with a 22-year-old or whatever the age. So let me see what she said. She said, South Florida, 1993, 1994 teen clubs where the pedophile men scouted and groomed. It was their playground. She then posted a photo of herself when she was younger. If you don't think grooming is happening in this business, you're sadly mistaken. It started in 1994 with Luke and a few others in this business. I was in high school. And she did post her high school photo. She doesn't look grown. Like, if you look at the photo, it doesn't look grown at all. I look like a baby, and she did. She looked like a baby. So I would never confuse that with a grown woman. Anyways, that's a whole different thing in itself. Then there was songs of Aaron Hall's back on his projects, whatever. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Aaron Hall's music, but people are digging up songs from him. And it ain't good, man. I'm going to let you guys, I don't know if I can play it because it's probably copyright, but I will read the lyrics. No need to run and no need to hide. All the doors are locked, baby, and I have you inside. You can yell and you can hit me. It just makes me horny. That's what Aaron Hall said. Don't be afraid. That is wild, wild lyrics. Wild. And today, I don't know how the fuck they let that shit slide back then. Obviously, the 90s was a lot more crazier, less cameras. People just did wild shit. In today's time, this guy would be hung. Like, this guy would be, like, that's how bad this is. This guy would get destroyed in today's time. This guy would be destroyed. They would have a public just onslaught of this guy. And if this didn't look bad enough, Diddy's former head of security is ready to share the truth about Diddy and Cassie's allegations. So when Cassie filed that lawsuit, Cassie did detail about the security seeing some of it. And apparently this is one of the security. So he posted, let me just go over the article. Diddy's former head of security, Roger Bonds, is ready to say his piece and spill the beans regarding Cassie's allegations against her ex. Bonds worked for Diddy from the 2000s through the 2010s and lived with him in Beverly Hills until 2013. Took to his Instagram story on Friday, November 24th, revealing he will be soon revealing what he saw transpire. Cassie name-dropped Bombs, born Redrick Rowland, in her recent lawsuit against the Bad Boy mogul, claiming he witnessed an alleged beatdown she received at the hands of the famed producer. According to court documents, Diddy was angered when he heard Cassie talk with another Los Angeles music manager at a nightclub and took his rage out on her. Bonds attempted to intervene to no avail. This is what he said on his Instagram stories. This is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for two reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters, so on all dudes, my truth as I seen it, saw it, and was involved in it for years. The next post, if you haven't been texting me or calling me or checking on my son situation, please don't call me now if it's not to help with his appeal. That goes for everyone. Now that my name is involved, I will tell my truth. So, yep. There you go. It's just going to get way worse. It's going to get way worse. It's going to get way worse. And, yeah, it's not going to look good, man. There's going to be a documentary made on Diddy. And I would not be surprised if 50 decides to executive produce that. He did say on his Instagram page that, I don't know if he's joking, because 50 sometimes can just be saying stuff, and he could just be joking. But 50 never really liked Puffy for a while. And him saying this, I would not be surprised if he did this. If he was like, you know what, let's do it. This is what 50 said. He said this. He said, I told you they was coming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a movie, Surviving P. Diddy, or Diddy do it or not? Executive produced by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, coming soon. So I don't know. He could be joking, because sometimes 50 just be trolling, but I would not be surprised if 50 decided to do that documentary and because if here's the Bodyguard saying, I will tell my truth. That's one person. Imagine everybody else, man. I'm sure Cassie would. I don't know if the settlement voids Cassie from saying anything, but Kid Cudi would say something, 100%. Anybody else that was involved in the situation